So it appears my worst fear as an Alex Albon fan could be coming to life. Look, at the end of the day, Alex has been doing a great job at Williams. He's going to be looking ahead. He's proven himself upon his return to the sport. And Motorsport.com, Red Bull F1 team makes first option move on Alex Albon. Now, what does this mean? Because James Vowles has spoken about Alex having a contract for 2025 in the same way that Lewis Hamilton had a contract at Mercedes for 2025, and we saw how that went. Look, at the end of the day, it's clearly an option, that 2025 seat, you know, and Williams, I'm sure, will take it up on their end. Will Alex take it up on his? Well, according to this article, I will link it down in the description so you can give it a full read yourself. Shout out Christian Nimmervold for writing it as well. Appreciate that. There is an option basically here to, well, speculative reports, Red Bull have offered Albon a multi-year contract from 2025, I believe to be inaccurate. Motorsport.com have learned that Albon's former team is looking to secure first option on his services and basically bring him back in starting 2026. So Red Bull are offering the opportunity for him to return for 2026, which is interesting. So that perhaps suggests that I think this is probably one of many options for Red Bull. But if they can, you know, put their hat in the ring and get Alex for 26, so then Alex would do 25 and 24, obviously this year with Williams, that could be interesting. Look, I'm scared, okay? I'm scared, and I think I'm understandably scared. I've talked about this move as being one that makes the most sense, you know, in one transfer every team should make. In that video, right? I think this one makes a lot of sense from Red Bull's point of view because Alex isn't the driver he was, right? He's clearly developed significantly since he started in the sport in 2019. A very impressive first 6 months at Toro Rosso. And that second 6 months at Red Bull in his first year, that was his best time in that Red Bull for sure. Look, it didn't work out in 2020, okay? I'm burnt by it. I'm sure he's burnt by it, but also I'm sure he's a better driver for it. He's gone through that adversity and he's come out the other side. Does this move make sense? Is this move a sensible move from Alex's point of view? Because you can't forget what Max did to him. Okay, it was very humbling. This is from F1Bites.com. 105 points to 214. It is a pretty much an absolute whitewash. Head-to-head Verstappen Albon, okay? I mean, look at this these qualifying gaps are crazy, okay? These average gaps, 4 tenths, 5, 7, 4, 4, 7, 4, 2, more like 3. Like, it was not pretty, okay? It wasn't pretty between the two of them. However, look at Alex now. Look at the performances he's putting in relative to his teammate. Obviously, Logan Sargent is a rookie, okay? And that's the big question mark I have, ultimately. We're seeing Alex slap up Latifi. We've seen him slap up Sargent. But that's not really telling us everything, is it? Like, we can't seriously... I can't sit here and be like, oh, he's clearly on the level of Russell and Norris and that. When we've not seen him up against... What, apart from Verstappen, who obviously destroyed him, it was Kvyat, who kind of almost matched, I'd say, in that first half of 2019, hence why Kvyat didn't get a look in at that seat. And again, it's not this Alex Albon, it's not this Alex Albon Red Bull will be getting in 2026, it's this Alex Albon that be getting in 2026. And again, you look at Verstappen and Perez head-to-head, it's not pretty either. Red Bull need to find a solution to this, especially if they can't rely on Max Verstappen long-term being interested enough to stay in the sport, right? I wouldn't put it past Max to just one day just be like, you know what, I'm done. Cheerio, adios, I'm out of here, all right? That, like, and I mean, today we're potentially waiting on the Christian Horner news about his future at the team. That's something pending as well. This is a really pivotal time for Alex Albon in his career. It's a huge decision for him to make on his future. And it's a huge gamble to make on his future. Lewis has taken the move to Ferrari. What's he got to lose? He's right at the end of his career. Better late than never, okay? He'll get it done. Alex will believe that if he gets the machinery, if he makes the right decision, he could win a world title. Like, he's got to believe that. He's got to back himself. And do I think Red Bull is the smartest move? Look, I understand. This makes sense. This makes so much sense that Red Bull are pursuing him. Because he's been there, done that, he's learnt from it, he's become a better driver, and they could bring him back in. He's still sponsored by Monsoon Valley, which is linked to Red Bull as well, by the way. So there is still at least a tenuous connection between the two parties. But I'm afraid as a fan, but I think he'll back himself as a driver. But do I think this is the right move? Do I think there's other options out there potentially that could be better? I still think Aston Martin is the move that makes the most sense all round. If I was Alex, I would prioritise an Aston Martin move over a Red Bull move. Would I prioritise a Red Bull move over staying at Williams? 2026 new engine regulations as well. This is the thing. This isn't about Alex joining in 25. This is about Williams getting that option to keep him in 2025 and then Red Bull get him for the new generation. Could this play into the whole Kimi Antonelli thing as well, right? If Alex is to stay an extra year in 25, maybe that puts Logan under a bit more pressure from Antonelli. Oh, it's a tough one, isn't it? This is a very, very, very difficult one to call. But I get it from Red Bull's point of view. Ball's in your court, Alex. Red Bull, if this is true, then they put their hat in the ring early. But if I was him, I'd bide my time. You know, I'd bide my time. There's a good little quote actually in this article, just down here. So where I stand is, I'm very excited to see how the FW46 develops. I want to see how the car feels in Bahrain and the subsequent 4, 5, 6 races and really get a feel for the progression that I hope we've made as a team. So he's not making a decision just yet, and this is very sensible because the trajectory is very important. James Vowles has gone on record. I know he's on the High Performance podcast. I think he said, I don't care about the performance until 2026. I understand what he's saying. I understand what James Vowles means. It's 2026 onwards, which is the real opportunity for Williams. But if he doesn't give Alex enough to be excited, to believe, to have faith in this Williams project before then, they could end up losing their most prized asset. It's going to be an uphill challenge. Williams needs to come out the gate strong in 2024 to have any chance of keeping Alex Albon, because we already know Red Bull are interested, and I'm sure they're not the only people. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. My name's Tommo. Thanks again. Have a good one. Ta-da.